Most people imagine the world of Jesus as timeless and spiritual, a quiet land of sandals, sermons, and sacred moments, a place where faith floated above reality. But that picture is incomplete, because for the people actually living in Judea, faith did not replace economics. It existed inside it. Daily life was not shaped primarily by theology. It was shaped by debt, by taxes, by land loss, by survival. This is the hidden ledger, where money, power, and history collide, and where the stories we inherit hide systems we rarely question. What you are about to hear is not a devotional, it is not a sermon, it is an excavation. Because if we want to understand why Jesus mattered, why his words unsettled authorities, why his execution was considered necessary, we have to understand the economic world he was born into. And that world was unforgiving. Section 1. Rome's extraction machine. By the beginning of the 1st century, Judea was part of the Roman Empire, not a partner, not an equal, a province. Rome did not build empires for cultural exchange, it built them to extract. Its system was brutally efficient. Conquer territory, install loyal elites, drain resources, move wealth toward the center. Grain, silver, labor, taxes, everything flowed outward, away from the people producing it. Judea mattered to Rome not because it was wealthy, but because it was productive. Mostly rural, mostly agricultural, mostly fragile. The majority of the population lived on small plots of land, not farms designed for profit, plots designed for survival. One bad harvest didn't mean reduced income, it meant hunger. And Rome did not care. Section 2. Taxation without mercy. Rome governed Judea indirectly, through client kings like Herod the Great, through Roman prefects like Pontius Pilate. Their mission was simple: maintain order, deliver revenue. Everything else was secondary. Taxes formed the backbone of the system, but these were not modern taxes. They were not based on income or profit. They were owed regardless of outcome. Land tax, produce tax, head tax, market tolls, transit fees. You paid because you existed. Tax collection was outsourced to local contractors, tax farmers. They paid Rome up front for the right to collect, then recovered their investment by squeezing the population. Abuse was not a flaw, it was the business model. Section 3. Debt as destiny. When people couldn't pay taxes, they borrowed. Debt was everywhere. But unlike modern debt, there were no safety nets, no bankruptcy, no restructuring. Land was collateral. One failed harvest, one illness, one missed payment, and a family could lose everything. Land seizure followed. Former owners became tenants. Tenants became laborers. Laborers disappeared. This wasn't personal failure. It was structural design. Over time, land concentrated into fewer hands. Large estates replaced family plots. Wealth clustered around elites aligned with Roman power. Poverty wasn't accidental. It was reproduced. Section 4. Life without a safety net. There was no welfare, no unemployment support, no public relief. Family was the only buffer. Community charity existed, but it was limited. When too many people fell at once, the system offered nothing. Debt became more than financial, it became social. Losing land meant losing identity, status, security. This is the world Jesus was born into. Section 5. Poverty and resentment. People were not poor because they were lazy or immoral or cursed. They were poor because the system required them to be. Rome needed surplus. Local elites needed rent. The temple needed revenue. All pressure flowed downward. This created tension, banditry, revolts, messianic movements. These did not emerge in comfort, they emerged in collapse. Section 6. When words meant survival. When people heard sermons about forgiveness, they heard debt cancellation. When they heard about release, they heard escape. The poor were not abstract, they were everyone. Words carried weight because survival was on the line. Section 7. The temple as a financial power. The temple was not just a religious center, it was an economic institution. It functioned as a treasury, a bank, a tax authority, a court. Every adult male owed a yearly temple tax, paid in a specific silver coin. Money changers handled exchanges. They charged fees. Sacrificial animals were sold at approved prices. Religion did not replace Roman taxes, it stacked on top of them. Section 8. Moral authority and complicity. Temple elites were appointed with Roman approval. Stability mattered more than righteousness. The institution preaching justice benefited from extraction. Access to God required payment. Forgiveness required sacrifice. Sacrifice required money. People noticed the contradiction. Section 9. Why Jesus was dangerous. Jesus spoke directly into this system. He reframed value, authority, worth. He didn't attack Rome militarily, he undermined legitimacy. Debt, labor, wages, stewards, these were daily realities. Section 10. The temple disruption. Overturning the money changers wasn't symbolic, it was economic confrontation. He attacked monetized access to the sacred. That crossed a line. Section 11. Execution and escalation. Rome tolerated profits, it did not tolerate instability. Jesus disrupted flows. Execution restored order, temporarily. Section 12. Aftermath and destruction. Revolt followed. By 70 CE, Jerusalem fell. The temple was destroyed. Rome intensified extraction. Section 13. The unexpected legacy. Jesus didn't build an army, he destabilized moral logic. Communities formed around different assumptions, shared resources, mutual aid, debt relief, parallel systems inside empire. Section 14. Why this still matters. Empires survive suffering. They struggle when narratives collapse. Economic systems wrapped in moral language are durable until people stop believing. Closing. History doesn't repeat, but it exposes patterns. And once you see how power defends itself with stories, those stories become harder to accept. If this changed how you see history, subscribe. The Hidden Ledger. History has answers. You just have to know where to look.